Say I'm like Luigi, cause I clean her like a squeegee.
Welcome to episode 3 of the J-Bubs show. Today we're going to talk about same things as always, NFL. We're going to talk about some updates in college basketball, some the All-Star game, and a lot more. So I think we'll kick it off with NFL. Justin
Not a lot
Fields,
right now. But yeah, Justin Fields unfollows the Bears.
which is
Right now it feels weird, but he kind of cleared it up on, I think it was the St. Brown Brothers podcast,
yeah.
where he just said, I think he said he wants a break from football because he unfollowed the Bears and I think the NFL too.
I saw him follow though Falcons players,
That's kind of
which also kind of puts together. I mean, people think he could go to the Falcons. He could also go to the Steelers. So,
the Falcons are definitely one of his.
but yeah, they're definitely a team.
Right now. Yeah, for sure. So it's a little weird. Besides that, Saquon, Giants showing interest in other teams like the Texans, which makes sense.
Yeah,
For sure. I also could see the Chargers because I don't think they're going to re-sign Austin Eckler.
Eckler's been looking old.
Eckler just looks old, slow. So I think Saquon would definitely bring a lot to that team.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then Matt Ariza. If you remember, about maybe a year or two ago, this is a young guy who was falsely accused of rape. The girl then retracted her statement and said, basically made it up, which is messed up. It's horrible. But he signed to the Chiefs,
It's good to hear.
so good for him.
Yeah. T. Higgins just got franchise tagged, which actually I thought he was going to be – I thought he was going to go to the Bears or something. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was one of those big free agents guys.
Yeah.
I was kind of happy he did though.
Because I feel like he's a good weapon for Joe Burrow. You have Jamar Chase on one side, T. Higgins on the other. You just need, for the Bengals, you need to give Joe Burrow a good line.
Yeah, give Joe Burrow a line, build up that line with. I mean, they have a pretty good salary cap right now.
Yeah.
Pretty sure, right?
I mean, we'll talk about that later, but
So I think, they if they build their offensive line this season, they could be a contender next year for sure. Even not contenders, they're going to be in the playoffs, make a deep run.
now the biggest thing of the week, NFL increased the salary cap by $30 million,
Kind of shocking, actually.
which is pretty big. Now, I don't know if this is very true, but we have the top 5 best and lowest salary caps. Number 1, you have the Commanders at $79 million.
Makes sense. I mean, their highest paid player right now. Just lost Chase Young.
Yeah.
They just. For sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Second team, the Titans, which I feel like that's good. You have a young quarterback to build around in Levis. I mean, you do need a running back. I could also see Saquon go to the Titans.
Oh yeah, actually.
Because Derrick Henry might not be a Titan next year.
Yeah, I think most likely he's not going to be a Titan next year, which is weird.
Yeah.
I think I could see him going to the Bears.
I could see him going to the Bears.
That'd be kind of cool.
You have the Patriots at 3. Patriots with also $78 million. I feel like they could definitely they got to rebuild. Depending on what they do in the draft this year. If they take what quarterback they take, even if they don't take quarterback, which would not be smart. But
the Patriots are in a low point right now, which is weird to think because they've always been that just insane team for almost all of my lifetime.
I mean, won 6, 7 Super Bowls? 6 Super
Yeah,
Bowls?
6. I'm pretty sure.
In the past 20 years, which is just wild.
Now they're one of the worst teams in the league.
And now brand new coach.
No more Bill Belichick, which is weird.
It's been different.
For ages.
It'll definitely be a different year without Belichick or Saban.
For sure. Oh yeah, man, no Saban. This is weird. It's weird.
Fourth best is the Bears. I could definitely see the Bears making some big moves. I could see them getting maybe a lineman to help out Justin Fields. I could definitely see them maybe even taking Joe Alt in the draft if they could.
Yeah, I think if they keep Fields, I think they should try to trade back in the draft because I think even if they do trade back, even just a few spots, they could still get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
In that 4 or 5 slot if they trade back to there. So I could definitely see that.
Like, I feel like the only team really showing contention for Joe Alt or Marvin Harrison is the Chargers.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, the Commies, they're choosing, the Commanders, they're choosing a quarterback. Patriots are choosing a quarterback. I mean, yeah. I could also see the Cardinals taking, like, Joe Alt. And then the fifth best, the Colts, with 72 mil. Now, the Colts, I could definitely see them getting better on defense. I mean, you have a young quarterback. You haven't really seen what he can do.
He was good for when he played.
He was good, and then he got hurt for the year.
Yeah.
But you saw what you could do. I mean, you almost made the playoffs. Shane Steichen, first year head coach, almost won coach of the year. So I mean, yeah.
So.
Now the 5 lowest. First, we have the Bills with negative 43 million. Which, I mean, I know you're paying Stephon Diggs. You're paying Josh Allen. You got a lot of.
You got a lot of big name players on that team. They can sign. They like playing. But also, is Diggs guaranteed to come back the next year, or is he
I don't think so.
Because I feel like there was definitely some tensions between Diggs and even Allen, like near the end of that year.
But I mean, so I feel like Diggs always does this. Yeah, he's done this the past few years.
Kind of a drama queen.
So yeah. The second worst team, the New Orleans Saints. They've been in salary cap hell the past few years.
Bad.
I know at one point they were negative 80. They're paying Taysom Hill a lot. They're paying Derek Carr a lot. Which, speaking of the Saints and Derek Carr, they restructured his contract to free up 23 mil, which is pretty good. I mean, you got to do something.
Derek Carr's not that great.
He's not the guy.
He's just not the guy, I don't think. And Taysom Hill, how much are they paying Taysom Hill?
I know they're paying him a lot.
Which, I mean, I guess he's like a Swiss Army knife. He can do anything, but I don't know.
But yeah,
good guy.
It's just.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird.
Yeah. Third is the Dolphins with negative
sense.
27 million. I mean, you have Tyreek Hill. You have Bradley Chubb. You have Jalen Ramsey. You have all these guys. You have these high name guys.
Yeah, I bet they're even paying Tua a decent
amount.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that makes sense for them to be very in shit salary cap space. I don't know.
Fourth lowest is the Chargers with negative 25 mil. Now, negative 25 mil, not great.
Great, but
I mean, new head coach Jim Harbaugh.
Whole new coaching staff.
But yeah.
Jim Harbaugh came in.
And fifth worst is the Broncos, negative 16 mil. I mean, let Russ cook. Phil did not cook. Did not
cook. And honestly, they didn't even give him a chance this year.
Yeah.
They were starting to do good, and then they just
they feel like they benched him.
Yeah, I don't know. So.
And then real quick, I just got breaking news. This is really recent. UCLA just hired Eric Bieniemy, the ex-Chiefs, the Commanders' offensive coordinator, as their new head coach. So, pretty
UCLA.
crazy. Yeah, UCLA. I mean, Chip Kelly left.
I could have sworn they had already signed their running back coach to be their next head coach.
Nope.
Unless that was. Gotta look at this 1 second.
My bad. Associate head coach.
Okay.
I missed the word.
I
Associate head coach and offensive coordinator.
Yeah, they'd signed their running back coach as their head coach, which was kind of a shocking move actually because he hadn't had any coordinator experience or anything at any level.
He's just going straight into it.
He just went from running back coach to head coach going into their first season in the Big Ten, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good hire.
Yeah.
I mean, Chiefs.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Also, speaking of the draft, Caleb Williams. Apparently, he's not signing an agent for the draft, which I think is stupid.
Also, I feel like I've seen some kind of big names kind of dissing agents and saying there's not a lot of good agents anymore. Because they're so. A guy like Caleb Williams, he knows he's gonna get drafted high. I don't know. I still don't see why not just get an agent. I think it's still smart.
Yeah. I feel like not getting an agent, I feel like he might I feel like something could happen.
Yeah, something.
They're definitely going to think he's immature.
Yeah, for sure. Which I think he is immature.
Yeah.
I mean, painting stuff on his nails. Like he put like F Utah on his nails in last year's Pac-12 championship game.
He
And lost.
I'm trying to remember. He I forgot what it was. I forgot what I was going to say, but it was something. He's just. I mean, bringing out the team. That's what it was. Talking about the teams he wants to go to.
Yeah, like and then like having teams that he doesn't want to go to. Like there's like certain teams that he just. I feel like I saw something that like certain teams he's drafted by, he might just go back to college or something like that.
Yeah, which I just think is
crazy.
It's immature.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we're not gonna have a lot on the NFL for a little bit.
NFL's
Season just ended.
Slow down till the draft.
We'll talk about the
NFL's
draft,
gonna
free
slow.
agency.
Yeah,
But yeah.
kind of a sad time. Sad time for football fans across America. Sad.
But college basketball. There's been quite a lot of upsets.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the biggest ones. Number 15 Creighton upset UConn. Number 1 UConn, and they blew them out
20
by 19, which is crazy.
Yeah, UConn was looking really good. Too.
Yeah.
I mean, Creighton's still ranked, so it's not like if this was an unranked team doing that,
It would have
I
been.
think it'd be a lot. It would be just wild. I mean, it's upset.
Another beat. Utah State, unranked Utah State beat number 19 San Diego State.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Another one. LSU upsets number 17 Kentucky. This game, the ending of this game was wild.
Wild. Never seen anything like it.
It was about 10 seconds left. Kentucky hits a hard 2-point shot. Absolutely drained it. It's 74-73. Now, everyone's like, oh no, Kentucky just won. 10 seconds left for LSU. They drive to the rim. Go for the layup. They are blocked. Then get the ball. The block goes into the person's hand.
Yeah. It's like the ball's like going like out of bounds. The guy tosses it in. It was wild.
The ball was like going out of bounds. He tossed it into the middle of the paint.
Yeah.
And they had a layup as time expired.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was wild.
You gotta put a clip in there.
Yeah.
For when I edit this. But it was wild.
Another big thing. Tyler Kolek, Marquette's own, broke Marquette's assist record with 18 assists against DePaul. Now, although DePaul is one of the worst teams in the nation.
They're so bad. But I mean, still.
But it's still
18 assists is kind of wild. So that's cool. UCF just today, right?
Yeah.
Upset number 23 Texas Tech, 75-61, kind of a game. And then Wake Forest upset number 8 Duke, 83-79. And after that game, Duke player Kyle Flipowski was injured due to Wake Forest fans storming the court, which is just tragic.
Yeah. I mean,
you just lost like a tough game against an unranked team. The opposing fans are storming the court, basically just mocking you, just like rubbing it in, and then you get injured to add insult to injury.
I saw this a few weeks ago when Ohio State beat Iowa and Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
One of the fans ran into Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, but
which I mean, it's definitely going to bring some controversy about storming the court.
I feel like that's going to
you injure a player.
Might make the NCAA kind of start cracking down on fans storming the court so often because it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Especially, I feel like it happens a lot at college basketball
and college football even.
College football,
you get a rival upset. You beat a rival. They're storming.
Yeah, they're storming. I mean, it happened with Michigan versus Ohio State both years. Michigan beat them in the Big House. Yeah. They stormed the field both times. I'm pretty sure it happened when Colorado won their first game.
Yeah, last year. It gets. I mean, they upset TCU, so.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. The NHL. Jake finally won a game.
And I'm beating Nico right now. I'm whooping him by like 4.
He's beating our friend right now.
Oh my god, I'm so happy.
He's beating him by about, I think, 60 now.
Dude, 60 now?
It's like 50-60.
Dude, this type.
I am currently 5-0. I already clinched the playoffs. I'm in. I'm currently beating our friend by 5. Close game.
Come on.
But I mean, Jake.
I'm praying on your downfall.
Oh, that's
on that
messed
one
up.
now. Yeah.
But it's not. Jake's on the uprise.
I'm getting.
It does not look like he's running the milk mile.
Dude, I was not looking forward to running that milk mile. I was not, and now I'm not even in the running for it right now.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. And I think if I beat Nico, I think Nico and Liam are below me in the running.
Yeah, they would be.
So I'm not even close. So yeah, teams got to keep building. Teams got to keep locking in. You know what I'm saying? Loving what I'm seeing from them.
And then in the actual NHL or in the NHL trade deadline, March 8th. So you'll probably see some trades going down.
Some big trades. I mean,
we don't know a lot about hockey.
Yeah, we gotta get better at our hockey.
But the NHL trade deadline, I could definitely see like a contender going out and getting someone to just bolster the team.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll see. In other words, MLB spring training is starting. Well, first of all, the Mets' best starting pitcher, Kodai Senga, is going on IR and will be hurt for a few weeks, for maybe a few months.
Did he get injured during spring training?
He got injured during spring training.
That's so cooked.
He had like a posterior capsule strain in his right shoulder, which is just wild.
Which is bad for anything.
Yeah, bad for pitching too.
It's bad.
In
tough.
other words, so the Dodgers, they assembled the Avengers and they kind of showed it.
They showed it a lot.
They scored 8 on the Padres in the first inning.
I mean, I know it's spring training, but it's still wild.
Scoring 8, and Shohei Ohtani did not play.
Oh, Jesus.
So, they're looking scary.
So good next year. They're gonna be so good.
They ended up winning 14-1.
Yeah.
And then my team, the Mets, they played today. They lost 10-5, which is not great. I didn't watch the game. I was working, but it's funny. Just
Mets suck.
Yeah. All right, bud. But the NBA. So if you remember a week or two ago, the Detroit Pistons player Isaiah Stewart got arrested for assault on the Suns player Drew Eubanks. They had a little altercation before the game, and then Isaiah Stewart threw a punch. They had to be broken up by cops, and Isaiah Stewart has now been suspended 3 games. Which is,
It's definitely a history of this aggressive behavior. Still the funniest thing ever. The LeBron clip, him versus LeBron.
Yeah, where he just charged at LeBron. It's one of the funniest clips.
His eyes bleeding, and he's just everyone from both benches are cleared. He's just moving through people. It's so funny.
It's
hilarious.
It's funny. Because this is, I mean, he had about 10 guys were trying to stop that man.
Yeah, and
he was charging through all of them.
He was crashing out hard.
Which you see imagine a guy like Giannis.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be scary.
It'd be brutal. It'd be nobody's stopping Giannis if he gets that mad.
Yeah.
He's just huge and he's jacked.
I mean, you kind of saw how mad he got again for a game ball this year.
Oh, yeah,
earlier this year. Where he was like, give me my game ball.
Dude, he literally dragged the guy trying to hold him back into the locker.
He wanted that game ball.
Dude, he wanted that. So honestly, that was scummy of the Pistons to take the game ball.
Or I think it was, I have no clue.
It
was Pacers.
Pacers, sorry. Scummy of them.
Nikola Jokic made history. He became the first player of all ever to score 15-plus points, 15-plus assists, and 15-plus rebounds, all while shooting 100%, which is wild. I know he does not take a lot of shots, but it's crazy.
He's so good. Still 15 assists and 15 rebounds.
Yeah.
So.
But the All-Star game, like you're saying, it was all right.
Pretty good.
The East. I mean, I think one big thing they got to do, fix that defense. It's
Yeah.
not as competitive as it used to be. I mean, the East beat the West 211 to 186. There were about 400 points scored in the game, which is just wild.
And I mean, if you watch the game, they'd get the ball and it would just stay.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even try
They
to
wouldn't
go back
move.
to defense. It was, which I mean that is the All-Star game. No players actually trying.
Yeah.
There at all, which honestly is
No
kind of
really point.
boring. But like that's kind of what happened with the NFL too. That's why
Yeah.
they made a flag. Which honestly, the flag
I did like
football
it.
game was. I think it was more enjoyable than watching two-hand touch football.
And I like what they've been doing, how they've added the games. I know the NBA has been doing it,
games.
but they added the games where like they have like the precision passing
Yeah,
and like
yeah. I think that's smart.
I've seen some people talk about to fix the defense, make it so that the winner of that. So, say the East wins, the winner of the Eastern Conference in the playoffs gets home court advantage in the finals.
Didn't they do that with somebody in baseball?
Which I think they did. I know they did that in some other sport.
I know they do that in some other sport, which I think definitely makes it, a little bit more incentive for the players to actually do stuff in the game.
Because I mean, you
mean,
think
you
it's
want-
dumb? Win the game.
Yeah, you want to have that home court advantage when it gets to the finals. So it's definitely useful. I thought they should do that for the NFL. You know how there's a home team and away team every
Yeah.
time? Like the home team gets the better training facilities. The
Yeah,
home team
yeah,
gets the
How they
the
like
NFL
swap
team.
it off every year or something?
Yeah,
It's
I think they should do that with just the Pro Bowl. Because like this year, the Chiefs had they had the Raiders practice facility, and the Niners had like the UNLV.
Yeah, I saw it. It was like
outside. It was like really bad. It didn't look good at all. So
but Dame Lillard won MVP, which he had a great All-Star week.
he had a really good All-Star week. won.
I know he dropped around 40. He had like deep threes.
Yeah, I think he won the game with
Yeah,
a half court shot.
which is just wild.
Yeah, he also won the
The 3-point contest.
3-point contest.
In the 3-point contest, it was Malik Beasley from the Bucks, Jalen Brunson from the Knicks, Tyrese Halliburton from the Pacers, Damian Lillard from the Bucks, Lauri Markkanen from the Jazz, Donovan Mitchell from the Cavs, Karl Anthony Towns from the Timberwolves, and Trae Young from the Hawks. I know that Dame won with 26. I did not watch it, but I know. It's always interesting. But another big thing was Steph Curry versus Sabrina Ionescu. Sabrina brought a show. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, she was really good.
You got to give her
That was
respect.
really entertaining. I mean, she used a WNBA ball, but she shot from the NBA 3-point line, and she still matched everyone who was in the actual 3-point contest. She just couldn't beat the greatest shooter of all time.
Yeah.
And she almost won. It was 29-26.
So she got her respect.
Yeah, she definitely earned a lot of respect.
She showed that they could do it too, and that
Yeah.
because you always have people clowning on the WNBA.
Yeah, which I think some of it is warranted, but I don't think everything is. There's
Yeah.
definitely still really good players in the WNBA. I think there is going to be really good players in the future of the WNBA with players like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese,
Yeah.
Paige Beckers is
Or
coming.
yeah, Paige Buchers on UConn.
UConn. There's a few others,
Yeah.
but for sure, I think there's a bright future for the WNBA.
The dunk contest. There were 4 participants, which was the defending champion Mac McClung, who's in the G League, which is pretty funny.
It's funny.
How he's got. I mean, he's the defending champ. You have to be.
Remember the what's it called? The 76ers gave him a 10-day contract just for him to do the dunk contest last year. I swear.
It's
And then he's
very
back to the
funny.
G League. Yeah.
Jaime Jaquez from the Miami Heat, who's been a surprisingly good rookie.
Yeah, he's been
I've
really
also
good.
seen something that C.J. Stroud, the Houston Texans quarterback, has dropped 40 on him in high school,
What?
which was pretty funny.
What? Jaylen Brown was horrible in this.
Yeah,
dunk
Jalen
contest.
Brown from the Celtics and Jacob Toppin, Obi Toppin's brother from the Knicks.
Yeah, he was the only star in this dunk contest, and he had the worst dunks.
Yeah.
The one over Kai Cenat was horrible.
Yeah.
Kai Cenat, who's
5'5".
4'5", I swear. And he was sitting down. And he tries to do like the no look thing where he's like this.
Yeah,
He doesn't even start doing that until he's already landed. Like, it was bad.
it was bad.
It was really bad. Thank
But
God, Mac.
and which I feel like the judges were. I mean, I saw Mac McClung do one where he like jumped over a guy, let go of the ball, grabbed the ball midair, and did behind the back. Like that, and that got less than the guy jumping over a short dude sitting in a chair.
It didn't.
And
Mac
then
McClung also jumped over Shaq, didn't he?
he jumped. That's how he. I'm pretty sure that's how he won.
Yeah.
He also
in
jumped
the
over.
finals.
He jumped over two people sitting. He jumped over two people sitting on top of each other, which is just wild.
Thank God Mac McClung won.
Yeah.
Not Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown would have won that. The dunk contest would forever be tainted. It's just. I think it already is.
Like we said last
it's
week,
been mid.
never been the same.
It's not been the same since that 2016 one. That 2016 one was magnificent.
I mean, you had the 2021, which is good. The
2021
Derrick
was
Jones,
good.
Aaron Gordon, where Aaron Gordon dunked over Taco Fall, the tallest guy in the NBA, and did not win.
Yeah. Aaron Gordon's been snubbed twice. He should have won in 2016 over Zach LaVine.
That it was
over the sitting dunk?
that one, yeah.
That one was insane. I think he should have won that. But, Zach LaVine still did.
I mean, Zach LaVine wasn't really a robbery.
It wasn't a robbery. I just think he should have won.
But
I think
the 2020 was definitely a robbery.
Yeah, the 20 was 100% a robbery. Who even won the 2021?
Derrick Jones Jr.
Oh.
But Warriors coach, maybe one of the greatest coaches in basketball history, Steve Kerr, got a contract extension. I think he has, 9 rings, I think we talked about?
Yeah.
In total. Because I'm pretty sure he won 5 with the Bulls in their six ring era. In the Jordan era.
Yeah, the Jordan era. And then he won 4. He's won 4 as a coach.
Yeah. Which I just think's funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, he definitely deserves that extension for sure. He's been a good coach for 10 years, 10 plus years now.
And it was 2-year, $35 million, which, I mean, he's getting paid.
He's getting paid a lot.
So, yeah. But I've also seen people talk about, is he really a good coach? I mean, can he really develop players? Because I'm pretty sure, I don't think he developed Steph Curry.
Yeah, wait, because Steph Curry was drafted in like 2009.
Yeah, 2009, 2010.
I think that was before
he became a coach.
He got there. And Steph Curry was already really good when he became the coach there. I don't know. But I think he's good enough for that.
Yeah.
He's a good coach. I mean, he's won 4 rings. If you had a bad coach, they would not have won.
Yeah.
So even if you can build a great team, you need a good coach.
Oh, yeah.
Lead the team.
Some hot topics in the sports community. Jake and I, we don't really understand this rule, but in NCAA women's college volleyball,
they changed the
setting rule. It's called double contact, I think, where a setter can use one hand to set.
I think that's what it is. I think it's they can touch the ball twice. You can double now.
Yeah,
I don't know
because I know that you had to, when you set the ball normally, you had to set it at the same exact time.
Yeah, so I think you can kind of stagger your hands a little bit. I think, but I've seen a lot of people complaining about how they've trained for years to become a D1 level setter, and now that's changed and stuff. So it's definitely a big thing in the sport, very big.
Yeah.
The sport. So I don't know, and I don't understand it, but it's still pretty interesting to hear. Brand new rule.
And I do know that they cannot set over the net.
Yeah,
which does make sense.
Is this only women's volleyball? In men's is it still only? Is it no doubles in men's? Because it does.
I think it's the same. I think it's normal in men's. I think this is just in women's right now.
I think just women's. Okay.
But and in high school basketball, a women's player, Kiona Christmas. First of all, what a name!
What a name! I mean,
Christmas as your last name. What a great name!
Christmas is dude. I want to know how that family, the bloodline of that family, got the last name Christmas. Who selected that?
But she dropped a quintuple double, which is wild. If you don't know what that really means, that means they dropped double-digit stats or double-digit digits in 5 different stats, which is crazy.
Just wild.
I mean, 11 points, 20 rebounds, 11 assists, 10 steals and 10 blocks is still wild.
Yeah, I mean, it's still just insane. Having 10 blocks, she had to have been like super
Yeah.
tall. She had to have been easily the tallest person there.
That's like
Sure.
wild.
You know, going back to her name, you think she's related to Santa Claus? Father Christmas. I mean, she did the last name.
But NCAA 25. We have some more news. It's going to feature all 134 schools,
Big time.
which is a huge W on EA's part.
For sure. I don't think they're doing the FCS, which
I
makes
do
a
not think
lot
they
of
are.
FCS.
But I think that's just on release.
Yeah, I think
they're gonna add it
probably
later.
going to eventually add it. But yeah, on release, it makes sense.
But I also saw all real players are going to be in the game. Well, so if they want to, they will receive $600 and a copy of the game for free.
If they have to like opt in to be in the
Yeah.
game. So I think most players should.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why not. But also, I did see the coaches will not be a part of
Yeah,
the game.
coaches will not be in the games. So you'll
And
not see
it-
like Kirby Smart.
Yeah, and it is confirmed that NIL and the transfer portal
Yes.
will be a factor in the game, which is magnificent. That's going to make the game come like so much more fun.
And then I also saw that the EA said that it's not going to be at all like Madden, which I'm very
God.
happy for.
Thank God. Madden has not been at nearly the same game it used to be recently. So,
So it's very pay to win.
yeah,
Which I
very
also
pay-to-win
saw.
game.
NCAA 14, one of the greatest football games of all time, did have an ultimate team, did have a pay to win feature,
Yeah.
but it's not really heard of because of Dynasty and like Grow to Glory. So
Those are the big ones.
they'll most likely do it,
Yeah, they will
but
probably add.
not. But
I don't
I
think it's
think
gonna
the
be
main
like-
focus is still gonna be on Dynasties and
Yeah, Dynasty's
Grow
a
to
little-
Glory.
I mean, everything I've been seeing like about like this game are people like talking about how they're gonna like rebuild teams,
Yeah.
bad teams into like superpowers and stuff. Which I think that's the point
Yeah.
of the game like this. So
We don't have a lot of popular topics in the media right now, but I know that J. Cole, a rapper,
there's some snippets dropped of what's gonna be his new album called The Fall Off because everyone jokes that J. Cole fell off and
Yeah.
stuff. So I think this is gonna come back. And the snippet I heard sounded really good.
which I'm
Like,
kind of
it
hype
sounded-
about this
Yeah, J. Cole. I like
because
J.
I do like J. Cole.
Yeah.
And another thing, Kanye West. I know we talk about him a lot, but he had a listening party in Italy.
He had one today.
He did.
Which, yeah, he's having one today, I think tomorrow. The one today was kind of scuffed. I was trying to find it on, like, YouTube live stream and stuff, but
Yeah.
there was no official live stream for it. So it was on, like, the person streaming was just watching, like, Instagram lives, and it would just get shut down. It was very annoying. But, yeah, that's kind of hype, because I want Vultures 2 to drop
Yeah,
on time.
I'm very excited for that.
Excited.
I think when is it supposed to drop? March,
March 8th.
March
is
8th,
the
so-
expected drop time.
but Kanye.
You know, it's...
It might be a few
And
days.
actually, Vultures 1 came out pretty much on time. It
Yeah.
came out February 10th, but like early February 10th, so it was basically on time. That's how on time you're gonna get with Kanye. So nice.
But yeah. So once again, not a lot of topics in the media,
No,
but we have
wait a minute. I have one that's been going crazy right now. There was this concert. There's an Omole concert. He's a Nigerian artist. This was happening in like I think
I haven't
London.
heard of this.
There was this couple, 7 years. There were a couple of 7 years. Supposedly, the guy bought the tickets, like the boyfriend bought the tickets.
Oh yes,
because they
this.
love. He's playing a song called "Bend Over," and he calls the girlfriend up to the stage. The girlfriend goes up to the stage while playing the song called "Bend Over." They go behind this curtain and literally start. I don't know. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Dry fucking on the thing. It was wild.
It's
and the guy's
crazy.
in the front row.
Yeah.
The boyfriend is in the front row. It is probably, you understand, if this happens to me,
I'm
going crazy.
I'm storming the
crashing out
stage.
so hard. I'm going wild on the stage. I'm not letting this slide.
like that's crazy.
There was no shot this guy could. There was no win. There was a lose-lose situation because he sits there and takes it. He's just a loser who has. He sits there and watches.
Yeah.
He's a loser. But if he leaves, he's insecure and like that, and people were clowning him. It was
It's
bad.
messed up.
That guy is never like he's.
I mean,
cooked.
poor guy.
Honestly, yeah, that girl really.
That's not
showed
even
her
on
true
him.
Colors. That girl showed her true colors right there in front of everybody. Because like 7 years, like she.
Just down the drain.
That was bad. And supposedly the artist came out with a statement saying that he asked the girl if she came alone, and she said yes. That's why she came up. Because he said he would not have asked her to come up to stage if he knew she had a boyfriend.
So I mean, it really shows her true colors.
That shows her true color. That was a wild.
I mean, 7 years. You think you're basically getting married
7 years.
At that point.
Most people have already proposed at that point and stuff. So I don't know what he was waiting for, but
yeah,
I mean,
it's just wild.
They would have had to take me to jail for what I would have beat him up. I would have just gone wild on the stage. I would have at least tried.
Yeah.
So it would have been bad.
But we have hot takes for you.
Hot takes. I'll go first here. All right. I think the NFC North will be the most competitive division in the NFL. I don't think they'll be. This doesn't mean they'll be the best. Like every team is gonna be like the best. I think like in the division, the teams are gonna be like the most competitive games. It's not gonna be like every team's gonna have like be good, kind of. So every like in division game is gonna be like a good game. Like not like with say how the Bears were last year. They were just kind of bad in division. Like they couldn't beat the Packers. So I think there will be. I don't think a single team will 2-0 sweep another team in that division next year because I think they're all going to be good. Especially if the Bears make the right decisions in this offseason. I think they'll be good. I think that's my first one. I think Oregon is going to win the national championship next year. A lot of people are saying Ohio State and stuff, which I could see it for sure. Like they definitely have a very real shot. I think Oregon is building a very good team over there with a very good coach. And they've had one of their best recruiting classes in school history. So, I mean, they are hooking over there in wherever it is, Eugene, Oregon. Yeah. So, they're locked in. So, I think they're my favorite right now. I think they're my number one seed. I know I had Georgia, I think, a few episodes ago, but I think they're my number one seed right now going into the next season. And then my last take is that the Chargers will have a deep playoff run. Like deep, I mean AFC Championship kind of deep. I think Jim Harbaugh is going to bring out the best in Herbert. And I think Jesse Minter, their new defense coordinator, is going to really sharpen up that defense and really make them like a very good. I think they're going to be very good next year. I think they might win the AFC West. And I know the Chiefs are still there, so I think it's either going to be first or second for them.
I could definitely see it.
So, my take.
Your first one, NFC North will be the most competitive division. I could definitely see it. I still feel like there might be one team. It really depends also if the Bears make the right decision and what the Vikings do in the offseason.
Yeah, I think. But I still think they're all good.
I mean, the Packers made the divisional. Lions almost made the Super Bowl. They don't fall apart in that second half. They make the Super Bowl. And I could definitely see the Vikings taking a few. Yeah. But I feel like this isn't really that hot.
Yeah.
I mean, from 1 to 10, 10 being like the least or the most hot, 1 being the least hot. I feel like this one's more of like a 5, maybe a 4. I go 5, 6. I mean, I could definitely see it, but I feel like it could definitely be likely. I mean, you have two big rivalries with the Packers and the Bears. And I mean, I think the Bears are sick of being humiliated. I think the Packers have won the past like 10 times.
They're 10-0 in the last 10 meetings.
Yeah.
Which is just wild.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Your second one? Oregon will win the Natty. I could see it. I feel like Ohio State, I feel like this might finally be their year. I know you don't want to admit it. You're a Michigan fan.
I don't want to admit it.
But I could also see a team like Georgia. I know they're the favorites, but I mean, can't argue with that. But I feel like this one's more of a like a 6. Oregon, I mean, I feel like they could definitely do it though. It's very possible. They really they almost made the playoffs this year. So, I mean, they have a good coach. Coach is staying. And, yeah, I could definitely see them making it and winning it. Your third one, Chargers will have a deep playoff run. I feel like this. Now, I could definitely see. This is more of a hot take because AFC Championship, it's pretty hot. I mean, you got teams like the Bills, the Chiefs. You've got good teams coming. You have the Texans up and rising. You have the Ravens. You have the Bengals. You have these very good teams. But, I mean, you saw they made the playoffs 2 years ago when Herbert played. They just got rid of Brandon Staley. Like you said, Jim Harbaugh, he's kind of the quarterback whisperer. Helped Colin Kaepernick, helped J.J. McCarthy. He's helped a lot of quarterbacks. So I could see them doing something. And, I feel like this one's more hot. I feel like this is more of a 7 or 8. Because I could definitely maybe see it. Really depends on how they play in the first 3 weeks. But yeah. So now I'll go to my hot takes. This one's pretty heat. This one's pretty hot. Buccaneers get the 1 seed.
This one's hot.
I really liked what they did last year. Now, keep Baker Mayfield. He really showed what he could do. He showed why he was really the number 1 pick. Yes, he did not. He could have played better, but I mean, he led them to the divisional, almost to the conference. I mean, we almost had a conference championship of the Buccaneers versus the Packers.
It would have been the greatest conference championship of all time.
So, yeah.
Who you support?
Which, I mean, you do have an aging Mike Evans, but I like what they did last year.
He's still been really good.
He's consistent. He's one of the most. I think he's the most consistent wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I saw a stat. I think he has like 8 1,000-yard seasons in a row or something.
He's so consistent. I don't think he's gonna falter next year. I think he's got a few more years of that consistency, maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3. That consistency, before he really starts showing his age. So
that one
is he right now?
I think he's about 30.
Oh, so he is pretty old, but I think he's still got 2 years.
He's 30, yeah. So I feel like he's got at least another year in him.
Yeah, he's got at least.
My second one, Steelers get Fields, they at least get the 5 seed. I feel like they at least get that first wild card spot. I don't see them winning it all or winning the North. I mean, you have the Ravens in there, you have the Bengals in there, you have the Browns in there. 3 very powerhouse teams. I think the North is the best. The AFC North is the best division in the NFL.
I think they could be for sure.
But I could definitely see if them getting Fields. I feel like they're a quarterback away.
They are definitely a quarterback away.
They have a good defense. T.J. Watt, I feel like got robbed at the awards.
He did.
George Pickens. You have Najee Harris. You have Jalen Warren. You have one of the greatest coaches in NFL history, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah,
never had a losing season.
That's just like, even if he hasn't won anything, he's one of the greatest just coaches. Like, just being a winner.
Yeah.
In at least the regular season.
But I could see them playing.
Did he win a ring?
Tomlin,
did he win this?
Yeah. I think he won. I'm pretty sure he won it when the
39.
San Antonio Holmes coach.
Yeah, that was him.
And then my third one. I could see the Rockies bouncing back. The Colorado Rockies. I know they were one of the worst teams I think the second worst team in the MLB or something. Maybe the third. But I could see them bouncing back, but barely missing the playoffs. Barely. Because I feel like this is definitely a little biased. I could see the Mets making that third wild card spot. I don't know about after today, but and after the injuries,
Pitcher
but
getting injured for multiple months in a spring training games.
But it's
so cooked.
It's messed up. But I could definitely see the Rockies bouncing back and at least being better. So those are my 3 hot takes.
Your first one is steaming hot. That one is just, I don't know. First seed in the NFC with like the Cowboys and even the Eagles had a downfall.
Yeah.
There's good teams there. The Lions are still good. I could see that they're going to get a decently high seed. I think more of like a 3 seed. But the 1 seed's a little too high for me. A little too high. So I'm going to rate that like a 9.
That one's steaming. That's boiling.
That one's a steaming high. That's like a high. The second one, I definitely see. I think the Steelers also are just a quarterback away. And I think Fields, with a good coaching staff like the Steelers have, under Mike Tomlin, I think he could flourish. So I definitely could see that one. That one, and getting at least a 5, that's very realistic, I think. So that's like a 4, 3. I definitely could see that, especially, yeah, for sure. The Rockies bouncing back, I do not know enough about baseball to really tell you that, but like,
It's hot. It's pretty hot.
It's hot. That's hot. Okay.
I mean, the Rockies one of the worst.
Yeah, they
teams
were
in the
really
league
bad
last year.
last year. I'm pretty sure they weren't like what? I don't remember. I looked it up yesterday, but yeah, that's pretty hot. I'm gonna go like an 8. That's pretty hot. So
Yeah.
those are my rankings.
And then we're
Very
gonna
hot
start.
takes.
We're gonna start a new segment. We're gonna make a starting 5, or this could be for the NFL too, a starting
Yeah,
offense
we
or
could
defense.
switch it off every.
But we're gonna make a starting 5 today. We're gonna make a starting 5 for basketball from the movie Star Wars. From the trilogy.
From the series of Star Wars. All right, I'll start this one off with. I got running the point. I'm taking Yoda. I think he's for sure. He's like a smart guy. He's got the quickness. I think he's gonna be a great passer, great team player. I think that's what he's gonna be specialized. He's kind of small, but he's so quick that he can make people he can make juke, ankle breakers all the time, All right, at my shooting guard, I got Mace Windu. I think he's a bigger guy, kind of, but I think he can pull that thing. You know what I'm saying? He's also smart too. Yeah. So he's kind of wise. I think he's gonna be like kind of an older guy on the team. Same with Yoda. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. For a strong forward, if that is
small forward.
Small forward, sorry. I got Obi-Wan. He's also kind of bigger, but I think I don't think he's as big as Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I think he's like also kind of nimble almost.
Yeah.
So. And then power forward, I got Anakin. He's bigger and he's aggressive. He's strong. That's like his whole thing. So I think he's going to be great at attacking the paint and just, he's almost like a Giannis. Not as tall, but I think he's like a Giannis with the aggression and stuff and just the strength.
Yeah.
Then center, this one's pretty obvious, is Chewbacca. He reminds me of Shaq. Dude. He'd be a menace in the paint.
I think he's like 7 foot tall. I think he's giant.
He's averaging a backboard shatter every 2 games. Like, say he gets a pass in, power dribble into just a slam. That's the backboard's gone. The backboard's gone. It's done.
I mean, imagine a mismatch between Yoda and Chewbacca.
Dude, honestly,
I mean, Yoda's got hops though.
Yoda's got the hops, dude.
You saw it. I mean, in the fight against Palpatine and Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
he was moving.
Even lightning. He's like, dude, he's got hops, even for his age, dude. He's wise. All right, my 6th man, I got Luke Skywalker. He's definitely, he's strong, but I think he's a little smaller. I think he's not like as big as someone like Anakin. So I'm just gonna keep him as a 6th man. I think he could be great off the bench. Just, shooting, maybe getting some good passes in there, some of that. And then for the coach, Palpatine. That man hid his secret from, the entirety of the Jedi Council that he was a Sith. He's super smart. I mean, the way he took over and, wiped out the Jedi was super smart. I think he's going to have some great plans, some great, great plans to counter the other team and stuff. I think he's going to be a great coach.
For me, my point guard, I'm putting Obi-Wan. I mean, he's fast, he's quick, he's got the IQ. He could. I feel like he'd be a good guy to man your floor. I feel like he'd make good play calls. He'd make good smart decisions. But at my shooting guard, I have Darth Maul. I mean, we've only seen a very small sample size of him. Minus you also have the Clone Wars.
The Clone Wars definitely gives him a little more.
But I mean, in his fight against Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, he was moving.
Moving around, dude. He's pretty big too.
Yeah.
He's tall. So yeah, for sure.
My small forward. Give me Han Solo. This man commandeered the best ship in the galaxy.
Yeah.
He was the captain. He was there. He was ready. He has great aim. He's a great passer. I mean, great shooter. I feel like that'll translate to the basketball game. I mean,
For
then
sure.
your power forward, Anakin. I mean, like you said, he's a big guy. He's small. He's strong. I mean, that's kind of his thing. Now, I don't want Darth Vader because Darth Vader, he's old. He's fragile.
Yeah,
He's
Darth Vader.
yeah.
You know,
He's
he might
burnt.
be bigger.
Yeah.
He's not as mobile at all. He's just
Yeah.
like Anakin is just a better Darth Vader.
Like one of my Star Wars hot takes, Anakin is the best Jedi they've ever seen.
Yeah.
I think
Well, he would have been.
I think he would have been the greatest of all time.
Luke Skywalker is.
Yeah.
He would have been, and even if he did, like when he switched, if Obi-Wan didn't chop him up like that, he would have been the most powerful Sith of all time. Because then he would have been able to use like Force lightning. He'd have been a lot more powerful with his swings and stuff. He'd have been much more agile. So yeah, he would have been insane if he didn't get.
Yeah, if he didn't get
If he
sliced.
if he didn't try to, challenge the high ground. Never challenge the high ground.
But my center. I mean, you can't have Han Solo without Chewbacca.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
You can't.
Match made in heaven. Duo. That's like.
It's
You know,
like
I know
Shaq and Kobe.
They didn't really agree with each other all the time, but neither do. I mean, Chewbacca
Yeah.
and Han Solo, they might be like they're brothers, but like they argue sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So I think Han Solo would be dishing out dimes to Chewbacca. There'd be like lobs going up.
Yeah. I mean, you also look at MJ and Pippin.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I think that's that kind
it's that duo right there. My
That's
sixth
duo we
man.
talk about for years.
I want like my Muggsy Bogues type. I want Yoda.
Yeah.
Yoda's quick. He's fast. He makes smart calls, like you said. I mean, I feel like he'd be great coming off the bench.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, like I said, Muggsy Bogues, short
Yeah.
king.
Good dunk.
Yeah. And my coach, I want Palpatine. Like you said, he held a great secret for years. I mean, Order 66. He built 2-3 Death Stars, and then even I know this with we don't really talk about the sequels, but you look at the last one
Yeah, wait.
where he was hiding on his own
What?
planet,
Yeah,
and then
what was
had
that?
like an entire fleet.
Yeah,
I mean, it takes a mastermind to pull that off.
dude. Honestly, Order 66 might be one of the greatest coaching decisions I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm looking at it like from a standpoint, like that was perfect timing for Order 66.
Yeah.
Like basically all the Jedi were out fighting battles in the Clone Wars. He'd already it was a beautiful time. Beautiful time. It was great.
I think the prequels are
And he
the
was a
best.
great player.
Yeah.
And he had experience in the playing game. He could
I mean, you saw yes, he almost lost to Windu. Without
But-
Anakin, I think he's dead.
Yeah, without Anakin did save him.
But he held his ground.
Look,
This
we
is
have
an old
Anakin
man.
on the team. We have
Yeah.
Anakin on the team. They'd have a great connection.
I mean,
as
I have
coaches,
great
but-
connections. I have Han Solo, Chewbacca, Palpatine, and Anakin.
You
So
know,
I think that chemistry is really there.
I'm looking at it though, but if you look at it from a different timeline, Obi-Wan and Anakin also can be considered a great connection, and so could Yoda and Mace Windu.
Yeah. I mean, you have good guys versus bad guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. But, I feel like that's it. That's all we have
Yeah.
for you this week. Sorry for the kind of shorter episode. But, I mean, it's still not that short, but,
Not that short.
we don't have a lot to... We had a
Well,
lot
yeah.
to cover, but not...
But also
No NFL, so...
No NFL stuff. NFL is boring.
But, yeah.
So,
Thanks for watching.
yeah, thank you.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yep.